What's up, WeBase Nation? We're back here in our video series on how to create a website using WeBase. The next video that we're shooting right now is about how to use different backgrounds. So we have this first screen that you see here in WeBase, and over here you can start to adjust the background. One way we could do that is just by changing the colors. If you want to create a website for your little girl, you might use a big bright pink website, but you can pick a lot of different colors here, or you could put any hexadecimal color in here. So if you wanted a red background, you could do that. But you could put any color in here if you want a solid color background. You could also, there's also different things you can do. You could put an image back here. So this, if you remember, this is kind of our Hello World website, introducing WeBase's website editor to the world. Hello World. We could just put an image for our background. I'm going to just search for an image on the world. And then this searches a website called Unsplash for any website that has the world as maybe some tag in it. So I'm just going to pick this first one, kind of this view from space, and say OK. And so then that automatically creates a background with an image. We could also do a pattern if we wanted to, just have a different kind of looking background here. We could do that. Now, a lot of times, one thing you always want when your websites is you want to have contrast between the text and its background. So when we have this really light background, we want our text to be darker. So now I'm coming to the header, and I'm just going to say, give me dark text, and that will look a lot better. We could also fix that just by maybe selecting a different pattern. If we made the background dark, say OK here, and then this, if we left this to be light. But one big part of creating really nice websites is thinking about your colors. This particular pattern is maybe not great. So let's maybe change this to be light, and let's change this to be maybe a white background, or maybe a dark gray, and then this could be, take this back to dark. There's a lot of ways we could do this background. So with these patterns, there's a lot of different kind of ways that we could do that. You could use dots, you could use horizontal lines, we could make them bigger, we could make them smaller. So just experiment, just have fun, and play with some of the different patterns that you can create. But a lot of times a grid or some dots, some really simple dots, those types of backgrounds will give you just a little bit of texture. If you go to the home page of WeBase, there's a little texture on this. This is just kind of a faint grid here. And again, our website was built with WeBase, which makes a lot of sense. So you can do a pattern, so you can do a pattern on your background, or you could say I don't want any background. There's going to be some times where you want a background, you want to have a row that doesn't have any background. But let me show you one more feature on the color background. If you can have this solid background. But one feature that we added not long ago was to have a color that is a gradient. So with a gradient, you can pick two colors. And a lot of times you kind of want to pick a similar color. So we picked two purples here. I'm going to take this back to the text color to be back to light. But you can do some really cool things with this gradient. We could make it a radial gradient that had a little bit more of a gradient from the center going out in a circular way, or it can be linear from left to right. But so you can do color backgrounds, you can do image backgrounds, or you could do a pattern background, and that's how you can really start to give your website some panache or make it look good. Thanks so much for watching. In our next video, we'll start to build out our website. Thanks. See ya.